Yes, I'm outside. Yes, those are Blue Jays. And yes, I am that serious. And today, Ed Sheeran, American Town. Let's find out if it sets it off. Intro. Ed Sheeran. You know, I am, by definition, a hip hop fan. It is my go to music. It's what I find comfort in. It's what I derive my culture from. It's what I take style points from, style cues. It's the music that means something to me. But every so often, an artist comes along and just enters my realm that I can't get rid of, that I seem to be gravitated to. And Ed Sheeran is that. There is not a record that Ed puts out that I don't find amazing. His albums I listen to from beginning to end. He is maybe my favorite songwriter of all time. And it sounds crazy because you talk about some of the greats that have existed throughout history, and look, say what you will, you can put Ed up against any one of them. Even his mentor Elton John. Like, you can hold Ed Sheeran to that level of power, right? He's just makes incredible music. Whether you want something up tempo and poppy, or you want something that you're gonna dance to at your wedding, Ed has it. Ed Sheeran has it all. The entire spectrum. I was blessed a couple months ago to see him in concert, and his show is amazing. He's a talented performer, but first and foremost, he is this generation's great songwriter. He makes songs for other people too, so we're not even going to talk about any of that. Just what he does. It's an amazing, incredible thing. So I am always down to listen to a brand new Ed Sheeran record. Now, I have no expectations of what this is going to be. American Town. The name gives connotations of a lot of different things. Like, it really does start to bring some thoughts to the forefront, and maybe some of them are true, maybe none of them are. I'm just going to go ahead and take all my perceived idea about what this might be and just chuck it out the goddamn window, because, to be honest, I got no idea. So let's just get into it. Ed Sheeran, American Town. Let's find out if it sets it off. But before I get to reacting, I got to do the YouTube thing. So like the video if you want to, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and please leave a comment to help Mr. Al go rhythm. Every time you guys interact with this video, it gives YouTube the confidence to suggest this video to someone else, and that really is everything to a small-time creator. I appreciate the hell out of all y'all. Thank you so very much. Hey, man, let's just get into it. My voice is going away. I want to hear it. I want to react. I'm going to try to... most songs I try to avoid. I'm going to go ahead and say that I might hit the pause button a few times if this record is what I think it might be. Let's go ahead and just jump on in. It's kind of amazing that a guy with this kind of... let's just be honest. This guy makes a lot of money. He's made a lot of money. It is amazing that he still finds a way to try to stay as relatable as possible in his music. It's like, I wonder where he writes that from. I'd have to imagine it comes from, humble. Look, the guy seems as humble as they come. I don't know the man. I've never met Ed Sheeran, and I probably never will. But he just seems like he's somebody who surrounds himself with regular people and doesn't allow the limelight to shine green on him, if that makes sense. And so I think that's how he does it, but I'm not sure. But like this, he's talking about like a day in the life of a regular, average, everyday human, and he's not that. I wonder where he gets it. It's just like, what ties him to it? What brings him down? If you guys have an idea, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. Man, like his wife must have lived on the 5th floor, right? Because she's the English girl in American Town, right? That's why I think she was in New York. Yeah, see, when I saw the title, the connotations were totally different than that. And yeah, okay. All right. See, this is why we can't have, this is why you should not try to predict what you're about to listen to. Doesn't make sense. Should have seen it coming. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see the video in the corner because copyright gods. But see if we can see it again. I'm gonna try to pause it real quick. Those 4 colors in the corner. I know it may not seem like it, but I bet those mean something very specific. I bet those are like actual paints that his wife was into. I bet that's a real personal touch. Again, it has nothing to do with the song. It's just the random lyric video. But when I saw those 3 color palettes come up, I was like, they had a discussion about what color to paint the room. Thunder gray, pebble gray, or cloudy gray. It's awesome. Netflix and chill, baby. He just said Netflix and chill for sure. What is it? I think the saying is that the scent is the key to memory. I think that's what I remember. So that idea of like your perfume takes me to a higher place, that's real. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to that. You know what I mean? Like that certain smell reminds you of a loved one, a person. Even sometimes, I'm gonna go on a rant here real quickly, but there's this like one of the kids I grew up with, his mom had this very distinct perfume that like I don't know what it was called, but like I remember the smell of it. And if I ever come across it, which is very rare because it was a very unique scent, if I ever come across it as an adult, it still like has this way of punching me in the nose where I'm like, oh yeah. Somebody's got a lyric about how maybe it's 21 Pilots about, I think it's Stressed Out, where they're talking about if they could bottle that smell. Something like that. I forget. Anyways, let's get back to the song. Mostly the Bowery Bar, what a perfect day to fall in love. Everybody takes them little metal cups. If you get a mule somewhere at a bar or a restaurant, everybody takes those damn little metal cups. Like you wonder. There's something so real about that. Like you wonder, like I'm genuinely curious, like how many of them get taken. Like or the margarita shakers. How many of those just come up missing from like restaurants? That's just we all do it, right? Everybody does it. Oh man, that was funny. Look, you talk about like humble and keeping it real. That's as like as real as you get. That's very true. We drink Moscow mules and steal cups from mostly the Bowery Bar. What a perfect day to fall in love on. What a way to make a start. It appears when you think all is lost and you don't remember when it started. Never have to. I gotta back up. Oh my god, I'm laughing. I don't think it was meant to be that funny of a line, but there's just something so like, oh man. Does it again. Ed Sheeran really is the master. Ed Sheeran, American Town. Does it set it off? I'll tell you in just a second. First, gotta do the YouTube thing. Like the video if you want to. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And please leave a comment to help Mr. Al go. Rhythm. Every time you guys interact with this video, it really does give YouTube the confidence to suggest this video to someone else. And that is everything to a small-time creator. I appreciate the hell out of all y'all. Thank you so very much. Ed Sheeran, American Town. Does it set it off? Of course. Of course it does. Am I biased? I said at the very beginning, Ed Sheeran is one of my favorite artists of all time. And I have no reason to think that changed. This song is perfect. It is an encapsulation of his story. And if you know anything about him, you know who he's talking about. You know what he's speaking of. You know he's being very direct. And it's amazing. And there's a cool line in there real quick that I want to talk about. It's that line about being 3 feet off the ground, right? It's that feeling of like you're floating on air when you're around this other human. And it's a beautiful sentiment. Ed Sheeran really is the master of what he does. His craft is untouchable by just about every artist that is ever artist. Like, that's just it. Ed Sheeran is one of one, and I appreciate the fact that I get to grow up in a time where Ed Sheeran is popular music, right? We don't have to think about it. We don't have to listen to it, go like, oh, back in the day. No, we know. We have it right now. We are listening to a singer-songwriter who is one of the biggest artists in the world. If you know that, like, how very few people get to sell out arenas worldwide, you know he does something special, especially because he's the number one guy at selling tours. Anyways, I don't want to stand here and just suck off Ed Sheeran for another 10 minutes, but goddamn is he a good songwriter. And that song was really good. I don't have an English girl in an American town. Not at all. But I related to every single thing in there. Because while it's very specific, it is also beautifully general. And you know what? When it comes to great songwriting, you gotta be general, because everyone has to have something in there that they can tie themselves to. The idea of a dungaree over your hoodie to try to stay warm, you gotta layer up. It's a Floridian. I don't know nothing about that. We wear t-shirts and tank tops all year round. Anyways, Ed Sheeran, American Town, sets it off. It makes the playlist. Again, beautiful record, beautiful inspirations, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Ed Sheeran is that guy. Anyways, yes, I'm outside. Yes, those are Blue Jays. And yes, I am that serious. I'm out.